Hi, my name is Jesse Barcelone, and this video, I'm going to go through your Project 2 assignment. With your Project 2 assignment, try to make it as polished as you can. Not only will you have your team members viewing it, you'll have the entire class viewing it, your instructor viewing it, and it could actually be a portfolio item that you create a link for, put it up in YouTube, and send it out when you send out your resume. So it's important to make it polished. Mine's not going to be as polished as yours because I'll be pointing things out along the way. The first thing is I went on to the victim machine and I started Wireshark. Um, so let me walk through that process. It's already not polished. There we go. So anyway, I switched to the root account, and then I typed Wireshark. It's important to run that as root. I see my interface is ENS33 here. I also do this. This does not need to be part of the video where you're doing the testing, but you need to test it to make sure it's capturing traffic, because if you're not capturing traffic, then you won't get part of the needed artifacts. So as you can see, it's working. I would call this our pre-video setup, if you will. You will have Wireshark running when you started. You don't have time to like say, okay, I'm going to start Wireshark and I'm going to switch to root and all that, because people want to see the action. That's not part of the action, but it is part of what I need to show you. Okay, so I'll clear the screen here. We can have several different things that we're going to do, and that we're going to have the scan, and then we're going to have just start out with some scans. Then we're going to have the they're going to use the hacking tool, Directory Buster, and we're gonna play red team, blue team. We're going to initiate the commands from the side of the attacker. But then we're actually going to actually look and see what is on the system when we do those things. So I'll go ahead and start a scan. And I am 10. Everybody probably has their numbers memorized pretty well by now. 2.200. Okay, so that's the Nmap scan. It's going to show me the open ports on the system. So typically before an attack, people were scanned. If you want to do things like pause your video while the scan happens, and then unpause it when the results come up to make it go quicker, that might be advisable. I can do that myself right now, but nope, actually mine's up now. So we see different ports open. See 80, 23, 21, 22. Okay. So because it's running a web server, we actually can run Nikto. I'll just up arrow a little bit here. And I'll change the IP to the IP of my victim machine, which is 10.9.2.200. Let's see what happens. Oh, so it found an interesting directory. Okay, so for that part, there's two things you can do here. You can, we can look at the network traffic and we can look at the logs. So I'll do both. This is my command prompt my terminal that Wireshark's not running in. And I can just do a cat /var log. And look at my access log. All right, I'm gonna stop there for a second. No, don't do that in your video, but well, you can kind of talk about what that log file is, but if you look at that, all right, there's just a lot of requests. But if we, this is similar to what you did in the first project. If I grep for nmap, you'll see those entries, and it makes them red. And also grep for nicto. It is case sensitive though. So you have to make sure you get it. And there's the entry. Today that matches my date on my video, so that's cool. All right. I'll also can get that information in Wireshark by typing frame contains. Notice how it's red now. It will turn green when it's working. There, I'm green. Took a minute. Okay. So you can see the nmap scripting engine there. That's sufficient. If you want to get into the weeds, you can follow the stream, NIKTO. So there's some nicto entries, 2 of them. So that's all good. This is live, so you would actually, have somebody looking at traffic coming in through logs or through, PCAP files. Those are both ways. So this is when you tell the boss, hey, I'm worried about what might happen. This is coming from an internal IP. All right, so now let's get to the next part of the scenario. There's a special file here, and this is kind of where we make the project our own, if you will. So let me type clear. Okay, so there's a directory, which is similar to where you're spending most of your time in this class. Yeah. HTML bar directory. All right, so you see this backup folder, go in there, CD change directory, and then you type ls, and there's the file. So we're going to use the editor to change that file slightly. I find this exciting. I don't know why, but I like all this stuff. So I'm hoping gedit works. Worked in the other class for the other editor. Let's see what happens. Give it a second. Mine actually took a moment to come up. That was why I paused the video. That's something you can do. But as you see here, there's several credit cards. So you want to change the account holder to your name, where your name is your name. And then you'll just save the file. That's it. So yeah, you want to change that. And you notice how we're going to look for that later. Okay. Now these are credit card test numbers. Hopefully you realize that. Not real numbers. So anyway, the interesting directory was found. We're putting our red hat back on now. We're not blue anymore. So now we're the attacker. And now we're going to use derb. So you've already used it at some point in your probably, depending on what your I don't see mine. Wait, I thought I saw it. Okay, I'll go ahead and run the derb command. 10 9.2.200. Let's see if we get any hits. Oh, wow, there's something. Now, before we get to the good stuff, part of video, you can remember that, all right, so we got, this is Wireshark here. Okay, so if I look at those logs again now, yes, I'm just going to hit up arrow. The logs are extremely long now, and there's lots of 404s. So it's possible somebody was trying to go to the wrong area of the website thousands of times, but not in that short of a period of time. That had to be an automated tool, something you could talk about. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to do is click the link, and that's important because that's gonna generate the traffic in Wireshark. So I'll click the link. And that would also be caught by the sensors, the network sensors. So it's opening, all right. And then in there, I see that, and oh, I actually see your name. So you can do this a variety of ways, whatever's most comfortable for you. But you can see that I think it was a little m b e big E X. Let's see if we find that. Oh, okay, so let's just do your name. And your name was, what was that? Capital Y. Let's see if it finds that. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, what I wound up just doing is typing HTTP, right clicking here, and I'm going to follow TCP stream. And now you will see so I typed HTTP and I went to this 200 OK, and then down here in here I actually see the credit cards and the numbers, and there's your name. So that would be very nice if you could point that out in the video. It personalizes the project. The other thing is, when we looked at the web files, what we saw as the analyst here is that 200, and they were able to get a file. Well, I got to redo it because I grabbed the file. So we, as the investigator, could go back and look at this file, which we just edited, and say, okay, what's in that file? What was exposed to the attacker? And that's when, and I've done this, where you have to like reach out to the people and set up credit monitoring and stuff like that. And some of them are not very happy, especially if some of their money winds up getting stolen, then you can be liable, and then they can take you to court and all that stuff. So cybersecurity is a serious gig. So that, I believe, is pretty much the end of the story and the end of the project. Of course, you want to summarize what you might do, summarize what happened, provide recommendations. At the beginning of the video, start out with a nice intro. But to me, this really it explains the importance of cybersecurity, and this may seem like a concocted scenario, but stuff like this happens all the time. I've done many responses to many big companies where they just left one file somewhere and people use these tools and they find them and then there's a compromise and then people are notified. And as you know, if you're watching the news or Twitter or whatever, you should see that compromises like this happen daily, every day, every week, all kinds of stuff because IT is just such an immense thing and there's always new vulnerabilities, etc. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. I hope you enjoyed the course. I hope you found the videos helpful. So you enjoy your time as an undergraduate at UMGC. It's a great school. And maybe you'll consider us for your master's program also. Anyway, great working with everyone and perhaps see you in the next class, depending on what's next in the list for you. Everyone have a good one. Thanks.